of Mela Rue. My name is Adriana and I speak on topics pertaining to self-healing within the melanated community. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite stones, which would be Carnelian. So this is one of my stones that I actually get a lot of orders for from Mela Rue on Etsy. This is one of the most powerful stones out there. And I say that because it helps us out with creation. So I have a lot of clients who talk to me and they'll come to me, Audrey, I need help. I'm trying to conceive, I'm trying to create a baby, I'm trying, we're trying, I've tried everything and it's not working. Would you recommend any stones that could possibly help me create this child? And I said, yes, girl, I do. I have 3 stones in mind. I'll talk about the other 2 another day, but today I'm going to talk about the one that I usually recommend, which would be Carnelian. So with Carnelian, this is one of the stones that is aligned with the sacral chakra as well as the root chakra. So obviously it has a lot of red properties, a lot of orange properties, a little bit of yellow properties as well. So that goes to tell you pretty much, it kind of give you some clues which chakras it's going to be compatible with. So obviously we have stones that are nothing like what you would think they would be as far as color, and they're still compatible with those chakras. This is not one of those stones. It kind of gives you the clues. So yes, so pregnancy. So if you're trying to conceive, if you're trying to make a baby, I would advise for you to meditate with this stone. When you are meditating with this for fertility, I would recommend lying down. I would recommend having your eyes closed, and I would recommend holding this bad boy over your womb. If you choose to sit up, that's fine as well. And you just want to pretty much think about, the kid that you want. You want to think about the pregnancy. You want to think about the time of being intimate with your man and what that looks like. And you want to visualize that in your mind as you're taking your breaths. And we'll get into meditation in another video. I'll talk more about that. But if you're already familiar with meditation, obviously you want to slow down your breathing so that you can focus a little bit better. And during the meditation, you want to visualize the pregnancy, the moment, the part where you give labor, the child, all of that good stuff. You want to visualize these things and you want to plant that. And that's why I do recommend maybe doing this as groundwork as well and doing this outdoors. But obviously you can do it at home. That's a good place if you're in your bedroom where it usually goes down. If you just want people that just like to keep it in the bedroom, then whatever. But in your bedroom, your house, wherever you want to, but I recommend outdoors. So once you do this and you're done with your visualization, obviously prayer without work is dead. So and prayer can be anything. Prayer can be any type of manifestation or anything you want from the universe, from God, the creator, whatever you're gonna call it. You want to take that and you want to do the work afterwards. So if you're trying to conceive, we know what the work is, right? But no, not just that, not just being intimate with your partner, but the work is also eating, changing your diet. So when you are trying to connect to a certain energy area, you want to always not just use the crystal. See, that's where people mess up. They want to just rely on a crystal and act like it's a magic ball. Yes, it's powerful, but you also have to do your work as well. So what I would recommend is, you see the color of this stone. You see that it's orange. Your sacral chakra. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my nose. It's just something's tickling. I don't know. But you see that it's orange. And so when you get into this spiritual thing, or when you just get to read about colorology, you will know that there are certain things that align with this certain chakra, or even if you just study chakras. So it's not only the stones, it's not only the herbs, it's not only the alignment, it's also food. It's also anything that you put into your mind, your body, and your spirit that will help balance these things or completely throw them out of balance. So what you want to do, you want to eat things that will contribute to that chakra. So you want to eat, I don't really recommend carrots, but if you eat carrots, then eat carrots. You can do sweet potatoes. You can do red peppers. You can do anything red, strawberries, anything red from the earth, natural foods. You want to drink a lot of water. You want to eat a lot of greens, even though they're green, obviously, but they're great for your body, for healing, any healing that needs to happen. They're great for your mind. They're great for your spirit. The food that you eat, it really does take a toll on everything that has to do with you. When they say you are what you eat, that's more true than what we realize. And also, not only that, not only is it you who need to get your shit together when it comes to that, if you're really trying to conceive, but it's also your partner. Because a lot of us ladies, we're out here vegan, living our best little lives, you know what I mean? But our men are still, you know, eating beef and hot Cheetos and whatever they eat. So our men have to be in alignment with what we're trying to do as well, not just us by ourselves, because it's a we thing, not an I thing. So that's fertility, if you're using stone for fertility. Now, if you're just using this stone for creativity and productivity, then what you would want to do is, you know, when you're at your workplace or going to the workplace, whatever. Me personally, when I worked at a desk job, I had this specific stone. I had this stone, and I had my pyrite there, and I'll talk about pyrite in a different video. But I had this stone here so that I could be more productive at work, so that I could get more work done in one setting. And so this is a stone that energizes you. It motivates you when you're not feeling, you know, up to par, when you're feeling like you can't come up with any ideas, when you feel like, you know, you're not being creative, you're not being productive. This is a wonderful stone for that, which still falls under the line of creativity along with fertility. So that's why I was saying, you know, a lot of people, they're very discreet. They don't want people to know that they're into stones. They don't want people to look at them weird. Me, I'm an Aquarius. I care less what you think about me. But everybody else is not that way. So you can put this in a little baggie. You can use it, like I said earlier, you can, you know, use it as a jewelry piece, so that it's more discreet and not so noticeable. And that will help you. Now, I'll say this probably in every single video I make pertaining to stones. You do want to make sure that the stone itself is fully charged. And so when I say charge, you can sit it in your windowsill in front of the sun, which you see the sun is just glistening off of my skin, right? But yes, you can sit it on your windowsill for sunlight, or you can let it charge in moonlight. A lot of people recommend that during the full moon that you allow it to charge. I say that the moon is powerful regardless to what phase it's in, so you don't have to wait a full month to try to charge your crystals. Me personally, I definitely do still charge my crystals during the full moon. I even charge it during the new moon. Though it's not visible, it's still there. But yes, the full moon is still powerful, and I still recommend that even if you charge it a week or 2 weeks prior, you still want to charge your stones during the full moon as well. And you also want to make sure that your stones are cleansed. So like I said before, me personally, I used to take this specific stone to work. Me having this crystal specifically at my office, I didn't know who was touching my stone. I didn't know who was around it. I didn't know any of that. Therefore, what you always want to make sure of is that you do cleanse your crystals. So as far as how to do so, it kind of depends on the type of stone that you have. If you have a stone with iron in it, such as pyrite, you do not want to use salt water with this, honey. You do not want to use salt water with it, okay? With a stone such as Carnelian, I don't see it really being a problem with the salt water. But me personally, I don't cleanse any of my stones with salt water. And here's why. Because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I can look it up, I can research, I should know since now I work with crystals. But for the most part, I can kind of tell which crystals would be okay with salt water and which ones would not. I would not recommend rose quartz. I would not recommend pyrite. I would not recommend even amethyst with salt water. And it's just really the way that it feels and the way it looks to me. Carnelian, this is not one of those stones. However, I'm not 100% sure if this is one of the stones you want to use with or without salt water. So I just don't recommend salt water with any of them unless you're just going to go ahead and do your research first. And because there's so many other safe ways I can cleanse my stones, I just don't mess with that. But salt water is an option. Other cleansing stones is an option. I personally don't use that because, again, that requires a lot of research that I sometimes don't want to do because it's like 1,000,001 different stones. But then you do have fire as a way to cleanse your stone, and you just want to graze the stone over the fire. You want to set your intention on the fact that you are cleansing all the energy from other people, other things, other beings, other entities from your stone. You want to set that intention while you're doing that. And or you can use any burning herbs, or not any burning herbs, but burning herbs that dispels negative energy, such as sage, such as basil. You just want to make sure you always keep your stones clear, because especially your absorbing type of stones such as black onyx or black tourmaline, you want to make sure those especially are cleansed most of the time, because they absorb so much. They're black stones, so they're like melanated people. You know, we're gonna absorb everything. That's why we know everything. I'm absorbing this energy from the sun right here. It's so hard not to look at it. It's just smack dead in my face right now. But I can absorb that through my skin's absorb it because it's dark. So it's the same thing with the black stone, because it's so dark, or just anything black, your black clothing is going to attract the heat. And the reason why it attracts so much heat is because it's energy and it's moving energy. So it's going to attract a lot of energy. So especially your black stones you want to cleanse, but even your brighter color stones like this, you want to make sure that it is cleansed. Okay, so with that being said, I pretty much covered everything when it comes to Carnelian, but I do want to recommend a book. A lot of the people in the spiritual community, my tribe or whatever you want to call it, they are already familiar with it, but it is Sacred Woman. And I do recommend this book as far as learning some information pertaining to womb healing. So I have heard a lot of women say they love this book. I heard a few women say that they already knew a lot of this information, didn't teach them much. So the book actually speaks about a lot of complications that the women in the Black community have had within the past and actually still going on today, such as unnecessary hysterectomies, issues during childbirth, neglect during childbirth. You know, a lot of our women, I'm sure you guys have heard about it, have a higher rate of dying during child labor in comparison to other women. And so it's a real problem. And, I definitely do encourage our Black women to focus on, if you're wanting to be a doctor or a nurse, to strive to be a doula for us, so that way we can go to our doulas and our midwives instead of having to go to the hospital. And so that book does speak a little bit about that. And I love, love, love that. So, if you guys need any other recommendations as far as books or anything like that, please let me know. If you have any questions about crystal healing, about crystals period, let me know as well. And throughout this channel, like I mentioned earlier, I focus on other things other than crystals. I'm just starting out with that, but I'll be talking about herbs. I'll be talking about sacred sexuality. I'll be speaking about just topics in general that we as Black people, not just women, but Black people, would want to focus on, at this time. So I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Please share this with, your fellow Black women, your teenage women, whomever, people trying to conceive, people trying to start businesses, people trying to grow, people lacking motivation. Please share this video with them. I would greatly appreciate it. So have a wonderful day, and ashe, ashe, ashe.